Jayam Svaparam Spashrayata Dasakara Sadasma Bhaktivitan Dasarasri Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava ki jai. Namacharya Srila Hridhar Thakur ki jai. Prince Kaur Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gaur Govinath Sam Kunda Radha Kunda Girijodan ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. नवद्वीप धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, यमुना माई की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Thank you very much.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Tanna Sushmananam Arhasi Anganuvarnitum Yasyavataro Bhutanam Kshemaya Cha Bhavaya Cha. O Sutta Goswami, we are eager to learn about the personality of Godhead and His incarnations. So please explain to us those teachings imparted by the previous acharyas, the previous spiritual masters. For one is uplifted both by speaking them and by hearing them. Maha-Bharata, Duryodhana's obstinacy continued. In the assembly hall, Satyaki had watched Duryodhana very closely. He noted that as the prince left, certain key Kuru leaders had also departed. It was obvious Duryodhana was about to try something. Satyaki knew that Duryodhana had already stated his intention to capture Krishna. It seemed he was about to try it now. Leaning across to Krishna, Satyaki then whispered, "O Keshava, I think Duryodhana will now try to seize you. He has taken a contingent of warriors out of the hall with him. I am sure he will try to take your life. Oh, this wicked man has lost all sense of propriety." Krishna smiled and reassured Satyaki. "Do not fear, my friend. All the kings on earth together could not capture me. Go, speak to Dhritarashtra and see what he decides should be done." Satyaki then addressed the old king. "O leader of men, it seems your foolish son intends to make good on his threat to capture Madhava. He and his evil counselors, overpowered by desire and anger, seek to do something exceedingly mean-spirited. And yet, they cannot possibly succeed any more than children can take hold of blazing fire." Vidura also had noted Duryodhana's intentions. Rising from his seat, he spoke. "O king, the time for your sons has come. They are preparing to do something which cannot be undone. Even so, it is sinful beyond all limits to even contemplate such a thing. Standing against Krishna, they will die like worms falling into a fire. Your son Duryodhana will send them all to the abode of Yamaraj, just as a lion destroys a flock of sheep." Immediately, Krishna responded, "Ha ha! Let them try. Maybe this is how this problem will be solved. Oh, do not worry. I will not do anything for which I may be censured. Although I could slay them all outright, I will not do so. In any event, they have already been killed by their own sinful desires. By coveting Yudhishthir's wealth, they have weakened themselves and will soon be ruined. O king, let Duryodhana do as he likes. When Krishna stopped speaking, Dhritarashtra's voice boomed throughout the court. Bring my wicked son here at once, and bring his ministers with him. I will try once again to bring him to the path of righteousness. And once again, Duryodhana was brought back into the hall. He entered with Karna and Dushashan just behind him. And again, he strode across the hall and took his place. Dhritarashtra was angry. O you of inhuman conduct and extreme sinfulness, having as your support only men of small deeds, you want to perpetrate an act which is too difficult to accomplish and which is heinous beyond limit. Like a child wanting to hold the moon, you desire to capture the lotus-eyed Krishna. All virtuous men will condemn you. Anyway, it is not possible for you to carry out this deed. Why, even the gods could not take Keshava prisoner. O fool! Give up your absurd notions and come to your senses immediately. Duryodhana was seething with anger. He said nothing. He had already ordered his men to come into the hall as soon as Krishna rose to leave. Everyone else may be afraid of this Yadava, but he was not. The prince glanced across at Krishna, who simply sat smiling and was at ease. Soon, everyone would see just how strong Krishna really was. Clearly remembering how the Kurus had violated Draupadi, Vidura could not stand the thought of Krishna receiving similar treatment in the same hall. Once again, Vidura spoke up, trying one last time to influence Duryodhana. O Bharata, listen as I remind you once more of the many demons who have tried but failed to overpower Krishna. There was the hugely powerful Naraka, who was the son of the earth goddess herself, who lived for thousands of years surrounded by his vast armies. Krishna killed him easily. Krishna also destroyed the five-headed Mura, who struck fear into the hearts of the gods. When Krishna was a mere child, he killed Putana and the evil wizards Arishta and Denuka. When Krishna was 7, he held up Govardhan Hill aloft with only one hand. Vidura also named various other demons and kings whom Krishna had defeated. Finally, Vidura said, Krishna is the doer of everything. Krishna is the cause of all causes. From Krishna comes all power and opulence. Krishna can do anything without the least effort. O Duryodhana, you do not understand Govinda. His prowess is incomparable, and it will reduce you and your followers to ashes. Attempting to take Krishna prisoner is simply ludicrous. Krishna looked at Duryodhana. O Kaurava, out of folly you think me to be alone and vulnerable. O one of small intellect, see now as I show you the truth. Here are all the Pandavas, the Vrishnis, and the Andakas. Here too are the gods, Adityas, Rudras, Vasus, and all the great rishis. That was it. Duryodhana could take no more. He jumped up and pointed at Krishna. "Seize him now!" At once, Duryodhana's soldiers began running into the hall from all of its entrances. With swords and bows at the ready, they closed in on Krishna. And as they did, Krishna laughed, and his body suddenly flashed like lightning. He began to grow in size, and various gods issued from his body. Lord Brahma sprang from his forehead, Shiva from his chest. The Lokapalas sat on his arms, and Agnidev appeared from his mouth. Then Indra and the Maruts appeared along with hosts of Gandharvas, Yakshas, and Rakshasas. From his 2 eyes came Balaram and Arjuna, who stood on his left and right sides. Behind Krishna stood Yudhishthir, Bhima, and the twins, and behind them were the Vrishnis and Andakas, headed by Pradyumna. Krishna's mace, disc, and club weapons also appeared, blazing brilliantly, and from the pores of his body emanated light, sparks, and clouds of smoke. The scene was too frightening. Almost everyone in the assembly simply closed their eyes. Only Bhishma, Drona, Vidura, and Sanjaya were able to look upon Krishna as he manifested his universal form. The rishis also gazed upon Krishna, folding their palms, offering prayers. The sky resounded with celestial drums, and flowers showered from the heavens into the hall. Sanjaya described the event to Dhritarashtra, who said, "O Krishna, you are ever doing good for the world. Therefore it is only right that you should bless me with the eyes to see your form. O best of the Yadavas, I pray for the sight to see you." Then, O Kuru leader, let your eyes have sight. And immediately Dhritarashtra could see Krishna standing within the great hall. He also saw numerous gods approaching Krishna, worshipping him with Vedic mantras. Outside the hall, a fierce wind blew. Huge waves moved over the ocean, and thunderclaps reverberated in the sky. The very earth trembled. The hall was now in a tumult. Krishna withdrew his mystical form and again assumed a 2-armed form, Saumya Vapu. Taking permission from the rishis, Krishna left the hall, holding the hands of Satyaki and Kritavarma. The rishis, headed by Narada, rose from their seats and vanished, their minds all astonished. And again, Dhritarashtra became blind as he sat in silent amazement. As Krishna was leaving, the Kurus followed him with folded hands, like the gods following Indra. Only Duryodhana and his ministers remained seated. They were struck with wonder and unable to do or say anything. Their plan to capture Krishna was obviously futile. Outside the hall, all the natural disturbances had stopped, and now a gentle breeze was blowing. Krishna mounted his chariot and prepared to leave. And as Krishna sat upon his golden chariot, spread with white tiger skins, Dhritarashtra came out of the hall. Led by Vidura, Dhritarashtra went up to Krishna and spoke. "O Janardhan, you have seen the influence I wield over my sons. You have seen everything. Nothing has been hidden from you. So it is not proper to blame me, O Keshava, for I desire only peace. I have no wicked intentions against the Pandavas. You have heard me speak to Duryodhan, and you also have seen his response. I have done my best. Dhritarashtra was surrounded by the Kuru elders. Krishna looked at all of them and said, "All of you have witnessed everything, how that uncultured man walked out, even as he was receiving instructions meant for his own good. And you have also heard the ruler of the earth state that he is powerless. With your permission, I will now return to Yudhisthira." Krishna sat down with Satyaki and Kritavarma on either side of him. Daruka urged on the horses, and the chariot moved off. The Kurus watched the chariot move along the broad highway, cheered on all sides by crowds of citizens. Krishna ordered Daruka to take him back to Vidura's house. Krishna wanted to speak once more to Kunti before he left for Virata. Going before his aunt with Satyaki, Krishna touched Kunti's feet, telling her what had transpired in the assembly. Kunti was not surprised. She had not expected Duryodhan to listen. Fearing that Yudhisthira might be too forgiving, she asked Krishna to exhort him to fight. Kunti knew Yudhisthira would be loath to fight with his kinsmen and elders, only to win a kingdom. But as a Kshatriya princess, Kunti had been educated in the rules of conduct for warriors. She spoke for some time with Krishna, citing the rules and making it clear that the proper course for Yudhisthira was war. Her sons should harbor no doubt about that. Reminding Krishna once again of the prophetic voices which had foretold great things for her sons at their births, Kunti said, "Let it be just as the divine oracles have predicted. O Krishna, my sons must now fulfill their destiny and take control of this earth. They will not achieve it through peaceful means, nor can Draupadi's honor be restored unless my sons fight. For me, this is the most compelling reason for war. They must avenge their wife Draupadi. They have not freed themselves of that obligation. They failed to protect her in that vicious assembly at the dice game. Now they must rectify that wrong." Kunti bowed down and touched Krishna's feet with her hands. Standing again, she concluded, "O Keshava, tell my sons that I am well. Go now on your auspicious way." Krishna stood up to leave. After walking respectfully around his aunt, Krishna bade Kunti farewell and left the room. Outside, Krishna found Bhishmadev and the other Kuru leaders waiting to see Krishna off. Krishna bowed before them, exchanged farewells, and then mounted his chariot along with Satyaki. Then they headed out of Hastinapur. The Kurus watched as the chariot sped towards the city's southern gate. Urged on by Daruka, Krishna's horses seemed to leap into the sky again and again. Within a short time, Krishna was out of sight. The Kuru chiefs turned and headed toward the king's palace. Krishna's peace mission had failed. War was most certain. Bhoktarang Yagyatapasang Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam Yatvamang Shantam Richati. A person in full consciousness of Krishna, knowing Krishna to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, understanding Krishna to be the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and accepting Krishna as the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, such a fortunate person attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. Hey Krishna, Karuna Sindho, Dina Bandho, Jagat Te, Gopesha, Gopika Kanta, Radha Kanta, Namostute. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.